So as I've mentioned before, we have these three eras of divorce, and they tend to track right along with the three eras of marriage that we've also talked about: institutional marriage, companionate marriage, and then individual marriage. So in the era of restricted divorce, which lasted until the mid-1800s, mid-19th century, marriage was an economically necessary partnership. This is the era of institutional marriage. It is absolutely necessary to marry in order to have the economic needs of your members of society met. Okay? During this time, access to divorce is very restricted. It's very rare. It's usually granted only to men. And for most people, including men, an annulment is really the only alternative. And annulment is basically meaning it's a legal decision that your marriage was never properly formed. So it sort of erases the marriage from history. Then from the mid-1800s to 1970, we have an era of divorce tolerance. And again, you can see this tracking along with the reasons why we get married, right? So we transition from marrying because we have to marrying because we want companionship, right? It's a partnership that is not just economic. Now it's an emotional partnership too. Well, when you married only for economic reasons and because society required it of you, the only reasons that were okay for divorcing were if that economic arrangement was failing, right? Well, now in the era of divorce tolerance and companionate marriage, we expect a marriage partner to be a good companion. So the grounds for divorce now expand to being a poor companion. So things like habitual drunkenness, mental or emotional cruelty, abandonment, those kinds of things. Now, in order to get a divorce during this era, you still had to prove that your spouse was at fault. So this is still a fairly restricted type of divorce compared to what we have now. But we did see divorces increasingly being available to women who claimed that their spouses were poor companions. Then in the era of unrestricted divorce, which begins in the 1970s, the reasons why we marry transition to what? Now we don't expect just economic and emotional partnership, but we expect individual fulfillment from our marriages, right? We believe that marriage should make you happy. So what becomes a new legitimate reason for divorcing? I'm not happy. This marriage doesn't make me happy. So under this era of unrestricted divorce, we don't force people to remain in marriages they don't want to stay in. And you can really see the triumph of the individual over the group or the collective in this transition, where now we believe that even if it's best for the family unit or best for society, we still prioritize the right of an individual to not have to be in a marriage if they don't want to. So you can really see that rise of individualism when you look at this information.